Let's talk about sugar addiction. So, a few years back, I started hearing people say the terms moderator versus abstainer. And I very quickly decided that I needed to be an abstainer. I had already jumped into the keto diet. I had already decided that I had no willpower when it came to sugar. So I knew that I probably needed to be one of those people that could just never eat sugar again. And the idea was encouraging. Like an addict, I just needed to avoid my drug of choice, which was sugar. But here's the ironic part. Sugar, glucose, is also the body's preferred fuel source. So obviously there's a difference between like candy and fruit, but really when it comes down to it, sugar is what the body, the cells run on. So I had this really hard time. And for me, and I think for a lot of people, the idea that we need to completely avoid something that we love creates an all or nothing. So I was either eating no sugar or I was eating all the sugar. And a lot of the clients I work with are the same way. But over the years, I've really tried to dive into how come some people can moderate the amount of sugar that they eat and some people can't. Is this a neurochemical thing? Is this a psychological thing? Is this a dopamine thing? Because like addiction, we talk about there are addictive personalities. There are more fiends, right? Like people that always want more of everything, of drugs, of alcohol, of cigarettes. And why is that? And there is some, there's data that people's neurochemicals are different. There are different gene mutations. There are different things of neurodivergence and ADHD and dopamine. There's so many things there. And so there are personality, different things that go on that make you more prone to addiction. But when it comes to food and when it comes to sugar and when it comes to these cravings, what is that? And so I didn't really have this aha moment until I started a GLP-1 and I was like, oh my gosh, this is how people who don't have insulin resistance feel. Satisfied, not hungry all the time, not always wanting sugar, not eating sugar, and then wanting more sugar. And so that was this light bulb for me that taking a GLP-1 took me from an abstainer, someone who could not eat sugar, to someone who could moderate it. Now, I moderate it mindfully and intentionally by not eating a bunch of sugar by itself. So when I do eat sugar, processed or not, or whole sugars, I still combine protein. I still try to have enough fiber because that's going to help balance my blood sugar and all of that. But the GLP-1, because it helps the pancreas secrete insulin in response to sugar and it works with the ghrelin and leptin hormones in the body, it gets rid of that food noise, which is that ghrelin saying to eat, which is a survival thing, and that insulin saying to eat. So it's very interesting to me to think about, are there just people who can't regulate their sugar? And is this because of insulin and our metabolic makeup? Are people more prone to that? Or is this a willpower thing? Are other people just, fighting those cravings? Because I know my husband is one of those people that has one piece of chocolate and he's fine. And now that I use a GLP-1, I feel the same way. It's not that I'm not hungry. I just am satisfied with very little, and a little bit of sugar doesn't make me want more sugar. So if you have listened to that idea of I have to abstain because don't look at these, I crave sugar when I eat sugar, I would definitely encourage you. Some great things to look at are your A1C if you haven't already, your insulin, your fasting insulin is a really good marker to look at. See some of these things and see if, are you someone that just, craves sugar and wants more sugar, or is your body makeup a little bit different? Because if you have a lot of insulin in your body, your insulin is telling you to eat sugar. Because insulin matches up with sugar, glucose, and it goes to the cells for energy, and then it goes to the liver, and then it goes to the fat for storage. Everything your body is doing is to try to survive. And so I just thought this was an interesting conversation. If you made it this far, thank you. If you have any feedback on this, the abstainer versus moderator, I would love to hear what you have to say.